I got my flannel on. It's survival time. Let's go.
Welcome to Outlast, where 16 lone wolves put their survival skills to the test. With only one rule to win up to $1 million. You have to finish as part of a team.
We all know we can't survive alone out here.
Or you go home with nothing.
110% I'm gonna win this game.
Outlast, a brand new survivalist show on Netflix, just came out, and I binge watched the entire season. And for 16 competitors on 4 teams of 4 compete for the grand prize of $1 million, where basically there's no rules except you have to be on a team to win. There's no eliminations like Survivor. You can't get voted off. The only way you can get out of the game is if you voluntarily shoot your flare off and voluntarily quit. Broken down into 4 teams, we got Team Alpha, Team Bravo, Team Charlie, Team Delta. The show starts with everybody arriving and they're all alone, like individual lone wolves, if you will. And as they're all getting acquainted, they instantly get an airdrop from a helicopter that flies overhead and drops a parachute airdrop. And the airdrop contains supplies and directions of they have to quickly form teams and then spread out, or get their packs, get their supplies, and spread out to their designated areas, and then set up their own camps. And from there, it's survival of the fittest. At first, the show is just mainly survival. You know, they right away get to building their shelters, then they need water, fresh water, then they got to start worrying about food, and that's kind of like the first couple of episodes. But then after that, they start getting challenges where they, for example, one time they have to go to this island where there's a drop of crab pots that catch crabs out of the river, and basically the first team who gets there can just get their one crab pot, or they can steal all the crab pots and take them all for themselves and kind of barter and whatever. So that's where the actual game really begins, where it becomes not just survival but a game where you're pitting yourself and strategizing against the other players and teams. And that's where the real beauty of this show comes in, because once it becomes an actual game where they're strategizing and figuring out how to get one up on the other teams, they start resorting to some really crazy tactics like sabotage. They'll sneak into the other camps of the other teams and like steal all their sleeping bags and stuff. And that's where I was like, damn, this show is really good, because now it's like you see what the game does to people and the greed, because remember, there's $1 million at stake, so they start getting pretty cruel and crazy, and you see the worst of people come out, and it's like, damn. But that was one thing that kind of tripped me up, where it kind of broke the illusion of the show, because at one instance they're stealing stuff, like stealing their sleeping bags and supplies and stuff, but then another time there's like one lady runs up and starts sabotaging another team's rafts, like poking holes in their inner tube that floats their raft. One guy, they're kind of like pushing on each other, but not really, like it's pretty tame and there's no violence or anything. But this is my thinking, like, so they just went and stole their sleeping bags, right? And the one team's like, you can't steal, this is, you know, still the United States of America. And they're like, screw you, we can do anything we want, like, game on, we can steal and stuff. So one team's trying to say that you can't steal because the laws of the United States still apply. So technically they just committed theft. So they should be, or so they're guilty of stealing. So in the, you know, justice system, they should face some kind of penalty for stealing, right? Okay, well, if that's the case, then the game kind of, or in the game there's still some limitations, right? So then when it comes to that little shoving match I was talking about, where the girl's trying to pop the other team's raft, I'm like, yo, if there's no rules, then you should be able to just push her off and like steal her shit and stuff. But they like don't do any physical violence, obviously, because if you commit violence, you're still in America, you will be tried and convicted in court, you know, of committing assault. So anyway, that's where it just kind of broke the illusion for me, because in a real life survival situation where there really is no rules or laws, people are gonna go fucking crazy, and who knows what kind of violence could happen. So I mean, yeah, it's a show, so there's not gonna be any violence, but I was like, yo, in a real like apocalyptic survival, you know, of the fittest, there's gonna be some violence. Like, I'd be like, bitch, get the fuck off me. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, okay, so there technically is some rules, obviously. You know, so anyway, That's where I was just like, whatever. It's a good, entertaining show. So, but for what it is, this show was really good. I really enjoyed it, very entertaining. It becomes way more than a show about survival against like Mother Nature and the elements. It becomes more of a survival between teams and like surviving their sabotage and stuff. Like the banner says, the enemy isn't Mother Nature, it's human nature. So that part of the show, that's when that stuff started happening. I was like, yo, this show is really good, and I really enjoyed it. I think you guys would enjoy it too. You should give it a watch. I'd give it, I don't know, 4 out of 5 stars, I guess. It's really entertaining and fun, and I binge watched it and finished it in one sitting. So if that tells you anything, it was pretty good. So I think everyone should give it a watch. You enjoy it, and yeah, Outlast, it was really good. And I guess that'll do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please smash that like and subscribe on your way out of here. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Love y'all. Till the next time. Bye.